It's crazy to think that the NBA playoffs are literally just a few months away. With All Star Weekend just a month away, I wanted to give my way too early take on who I believe will win each NBA award for the 2024-2025 season. I feel like the collective NBA consciousness can all agree on who should be the award winners for the most part, but there are a few awards where it could go either way. Again, this is just my opinion, so please keep the threats to a minimum, and if you disagree with any takes, please respectfully offer your perspective in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more NBA content. A disclaimer for the people who are dying to see who I think the executive of the year is. I didn't choose one, and it's honestly because I don't care. Yes, I know the executives are important for all the behind the scenes development of a team, but the average NBA fan focuses their attention on the floor. So if that's what you were looking for, feel free to skip this video entirely or drop a dislike or something. Starting off with the coach of the year, I strongly believe this will be awarded to Cleveland Cavaliers head coach Kenny Atkinson. A 15-game winning streak to start the season, being the head of the number one offense in the NBA, and finding a way to unlock the next level of Evan Mobley are just a few of the biggest positives that Atkinson's team has accomplished so far this season. After four pretty rough years as the head coach for the Brooklyn Nets, he became an assistant coach for a couple of teams. Most notably, he was the assistant coach of the 21-22 Golden State Warriors that went on to win the championship that year. It appears some of that experience is rubbing off on this year's Cavs team as they look to be the favorite to come out of the Eastern Conference this year. After working under coaches like Mike D'Antoni, Tyronn Lue, and Steve Kerr, Atkinson has crafted a space and pace style of play that involves lots of movement and screens to get scorers open. Everyone on the team has bought into the system and have made the necessary sacrifices in order to keep this well-oiled machine running. You could argue that Thunder head coach Mark Daigneault is making a strong case to win the award again this season, and trust me, I want to stand by that too. But Atkinson has helped transform this Cavs team into a titan, and I don't think anyone predicted this to happen this season. The Cavs not only have a future coach of the year on their team, but also possibly the next most improved player as well. The Cavs have made it a goal this season to get Evan Mobley more involved, and it seems to be paying off big time. So far this season, Mobley is averaging 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists, and has been the engine to this team's success. Even though his numbers so far aren't that much different from last season, he would win this award due to the overall team success that came from playing through him much more than his individual stats increasing. There's a strong argument that Cade Cunningham of the Detroit Pistons deserves the award, and I wouldn't argue against it honestly. Cunningham is averaging 24 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds per game so far this season and has been playing out of his mind lately. All these averages are up from last year, and he's been playing like an all NBA level talent as of late. He just recorded an insane triple-double in Toronto a week ago, where he had 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 17 assists. If you judge this award based on individual stats alone, then Cunningham will most likely be your decision. But if you factor in team success in your decision, then I feel like Mobley would be your choice. Okay, let's get the most disappointing award out the way. I think we can all agree that this year's draft class was dog shit to say the least. As long as there isn't an argument that Zachary Rotisserie, Alex Sarr, or Reed Shepard deserves the award, I'm sure your decision makes sense. After extensive research and multiple analysis tests ran, I strongly believe that Stephen Castle is deserving of the award. Now, I'm going to be transparent and admit that I have not watched a ton of Spurs basketball this season, but the few games that I did catch, Castle looks like he has a very bright future. Playing behind Chris Paul will continue to improve his game on both ends, while also sharpening his mental approach to the game as well. Think about the year that Paul played with the young OKC team. Shea and Dennis Schroeder shared point guard duties with him. Since then, look at how much each guard has improved at basketball as a whole. There isn't an obvious choice of this year's Rookie of the Year award, and it's highly debatable. Most betting apps have Alex Sarr with the highest odds of winning the award so far, if that means anything to you. It seems deciding who the Rookie of the Year is pretty much a shot in the dark at this point, so comment down below who you think deserves it the most. I strongly believe that Russell Westbrook deserves to be the 6th man of the year for the Denver Nuggets. First off, I want to commend Russ for accepting his role and putting his ego in check for the betterment of the team. He's averaging 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists while playing 28 minutes per game. As much of a fiery competitor as Russ is, I'm sure he would want his usage rate to be much higher, but at this point in his career, I think he's more useful as a 6th man. Having a player that plays his heart out and is capable of recording a triple-double on any given night coming off of the bench is a major flex for any team. A veteran presence that leaves it all on the floor is a perfect example for your team to follow as a whole. Peyton Pritchard of the Boston Celtics could be another option as the winner of this award. He provides more of an offensive spark coming off of the bench and can be a nightmare to guard 1v1. I believe Russ is more deserving of this award though due to his ability to impact the game on both ends at such a high impact on any given night. Staying in Denver, the two-time MVP, Nikola Jokic has been the NBA's most clutch player for a while now. He's been averaging 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists in the second half so far this season. To put that into perspective, Jokic is averaging what his teammate Russell Westbrook averages an entire game in just 2 quarters. His ability to create a scoring opportunity from anywhere on the floor for either himself or his teammates is incredible. Anthony Edwards would have been my second choice as he is a high-level closer as well. I give the edge to Jokic though, because he has the ability to take over a game in more ways than Ant can at the moment. Jokic can demoralize teams with his scoring ability, his passing, his rebounding, and even his defense has improved this season. Even though Victor Wembanyama is a great defender and recording 4 blocks per game is insane, I strongly believe that Luguentz Dort should be the Defensive Player of the Year. To be honest, I really feel like Chet Holmgren would have won it this season if he didn't get injured. He was averaging just about 3 blocks per game before he went down, and he even had 4+ blocks in 3 to 10 games that he did play this season. I'll avoid the what ifs since we'll never know what would have happened, but Dort's ability to completely eliminate opposing stars out of the game is remarkable. In the playoffs, his lockdown defense on Brandon Ingram had the entire league wondering if Ingram was really a superstar. In big games versus the Celtics and the Cavs, Dort was able to throw Jaylen Brown and Donovan Mitchell off their normal rhythm and completely disrupted their team's game plans. I'm sure the voters will join in on the Wemby glaze and vote for him for the Defensive Player of the Year. That's not to say he doesn't deserve it because, again, 4 blocks per game is rare, but I believe that Dort's role on defense is more commendable, in my opinion. In OKC's system, Dort is going to be tasked with guarding the best player on the floor each and every night. The majority of the time, he's going to be playing extremely physical on and off ball defense against a star that averages 23 plus points per game for at least 25 minutes each night. Wemby's job is a paint patroller on the Spurs, which can be a lot less taxing in today's perimeter-centric offensive game plans than the NBA. Just to clear the air with any Spurs or Wemby fans before I move on, Wemby is a great defender, okay? He is worthy of all the awards that he wins, this year and in the future. I want to end the MVP race right here and right now. I think it is an undeniable fact that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the most valuable player in the National Basketball Association this year. OKC is about to secure the number 1 seed in the West for the 2nd straight season. They currently have a top 7 offense and defense, a number 1 defense to be exact, and they are still looking to improve. All the success with Shai at the helm playing amazing right now, averaging 31 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals, all while shooting an efficient 52% from the field. While you could argue that Jokic is more valuable to his team, Shai's contributions have led this team far ahead anyone in the super competitive Western Conference that they're in. Hopefully this video won't cause too much chaos in the comment section and the threats will stay at a minimum, I hope. I tried to keep this as unbiased as possible, keyword tried. Let me know how y'all feel about my predictions down below in the comments.